come to be?
Well, the people at, I think it was originally Sesame Street, that was the original.
Children's Television Workshop.
The what?
Children's Television.
I'm sorry, Children's Television Workshop. They were, of course, big fans of the Marvel books. And they realized that the Marvel books were reaching young kids. And they thought it would be a good way to help education to use the Marvel characters in their shows. It would make the young kids want to tune in, and it would let them try to emulate the heroes the way that they be presented by the show. So it was a good thing for us and a good thing for them, and it made me feel very scholastic.
Thank you. Next question.
Hi, my name is Mark. I'm a big fan, and so is my father. He actually just had surgery this week, and so he couldn't make it over here. I came by myself this weekend, but he wanted to come, but he's not able to. I actually went inside his room and grabbed a comic. Do you mind signing it for him?
Sure, be glad to.
Well, they take care of that. Let's bring our next question up.
Now that's one of the questions I very rarely get asked.
Now, don't everybody think you can bring up your stuff to get signed, okay?
I've taken a perfectly good book and defaced it.
Thank you very much. And next question.
Hi Stanley, my name is Adam. I'm a big fan of you and the whole universe you created. You basically just created comics for everyone here to experience, and this is why this convention is here in the first place. And I really enjoyed this part of my life, and I really hope everyone can enjoy theirs. And
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's all I was about to say.
Is there a question here?
Yeah, it's okay. What's the hardest point in your life that you've ever faced in your life while making comics?
Well, really, the hardest thing was my publisher, whose taste was not quite the same as mine. And all he used to say to me was, make sure there's enough action, make sure there's enough fight scenes, so when people fighting and getting hurt. And I don't want to go page after page and not see any fight scenes. And I had to live with that until years later when I became publisher.
All right, thank you.
So I could say to the new editor to be in the fight scenes. Well, I didn't do that.
Thank you. Question to jump on the side of that. When you look back at your body of work, can you see moments of your own life reflected in things that are happening in the comics?
Oh, everything about my life is reflected in the comics. The comics that we've done, all those stories about all those characters, I think the thing that's good about them, and I'm not just talking about the ones I wrote, there were other people later who wrote them too. The thing about them, they've covered just about everything that could happen to a normal human being. So I think we can all see a little bit of ourselves in, it's a funny thing, when I started with the Fantastic Four, I decided I wanted to try to make these stories a little bit realistic, which is kind of difficult when you're dealing with people with superpowers. But I thought at least I would have the characters all live in New York in the same city, and a real city. They wouldn't live in Gotham City or, made up name like that. And I wanted them, as I had told my publisher originally, to have personal problems and things. I mean, Iron Man, who's one of the most powerful heroes with his iron suit, he's got a bad heart, for crying out loud. So I think anybody reading these books can identify a little bit with some of the characters, because away from their superpower, we try to make them real people. The only one they've never gotten around to was me. They haven't made a hero out of me yet, but I'm still working on that.
Do you guys think Stan Lee already is a superhero?
Oh, that's a funny thing, I gotta tell you this. People have asked me, if you could have any superpower in the world, what power would you want? I thought about it a little and I finally came up with the answer. If there was such a thing, I would like perfect good luck. Because if you're lucky, you can accomplish anything. And if a bad guy shoots you, his bullet will miss. Whatever, I mean, nothing bad could happen and everything good could happen. And you may say, well, why haven't you ever done a superhero who's lucky? It's because I can't find any reason to put him in a costume. And fans of superheroes love superheroes who wear costumes. But what happened was, in England, I wrote an idea for a television show, and they're producing it now. And it's called Stan Lee's Lucky Man. And it'll be over here at the start of next year. So watch for it, and remember it was my idea, even though it's an English thing. And if he's lucky enough, it'll be a big hit.
Next question.
My name's Sheriff Hurston. First off, welcome back to Houston.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's fun being here. I gotta tell you, you people are great.
My question is, out of all the things you've done in your career, what would you say would be your greatest accomplishment?
Surviving this afternoon, I think. Oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe being lucky enough that the stories I wrote have lasted and now they're making movies of them, and I, who have nothing to do with the movies, get all this credit. So that's kind of nice. But I don't think much about accomplishments because I'm too busy worrying about the next thing I'm going to do and hoping that that'll be good, like Stan Lee's Lucky Man in England.
Thank you. Next question.
Stan, my name is James David Rogers. I am your biggest fan. Marvelous. Check my loud journal and you'll find out why. My question is a two-part question. First, I want to know how you feel about knowing that your stories and your dream have touched millions of children all over the world, influenced their entire lives. Second,
That feels good.
the other thing I want to know is, was Jim Steranko as cool as he looks in all his pictures?
You get a little better.
Yeah, but I want to hear your thoughts. If you could share.
The question is, was Jim Steranko as cool in real life as all his pictures?
Oh, absolutely. He's one of the coolest guys you know. You'd love him. Yeah.
You look like a real lady. Though I've seen some
Well, he
pictures.
hasn't murdered them, but he's popular with the girls.
Thank you very much.
You never know what question you're going to be asked. It is such fun being on a panel.
Thank you. Next one.
Hi Stan, my name is Kelly, and I was wondering for edX, the rise of superheroes and their impact on pop culture class. I'm taking it, and I was just wondering how you and Michael Esselin decided to get together for that, and like how long the process took. And I know y'all had like a huge number of people that got on there. Like if it just
I
blew your mind or
so
anything.
much of what you're saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Give it to me a little slower.
Okay,
Bring it down to a few and tell me what your question is.
Okay, so I was just wondering, like how you and Michael Esselin decided to do the course online, the rise of superheroes and their impact on pop culture. Stan, you're a professor for it. Like you're.
Everything online is becoming a way of life. I mean, the computer computer and being online, even today, I wanted to find something out. The first thing I did was go to my little cell phone and I asked the question and I got online and I got the answer. So if that's the question, the heroes being online, it's obvious they're going to be, and there'll be more and more that way. And as a matter of fact, we're now doing, I have a little company called POW, P-O-W. It stands for Purveyors of Wonder, but I'm sure you've all guessed that already. And we're doing a number of shows just for the internet that you'll be hearing about later. I'm not allowed to mention them now, but you'll get them.
Thank you. How has technology changed what you do? How it changes what you do?
Technology, to me, is the greatest thing in the world. I cannot get over the computer. I cannot get over Googling something. I don't know how they were able to put the sum of human knowledge into Google, because there's nothing you could ask them where you won't get the answer. May not be the right answer, but it's an answer. And I just wish, not only is my hearing not good, my eyesight isn't that good, and it's harder and harder for me to look at things on the computer. I wish I could see it better, but man, I use the computer all the time. I'm always asking questions, and I'm sure the little girl inside of my computer that talks to me is getting so bored with these things I ask her, but I love it.
Next question.
Hi, Mr. Lee. My name is TJ, and my question is, with all the cameos that you've done already, there's a theory going on that you are the Watcher.
Can you